Okay. All right. And we're live. You guys give me a second. Let me do all the normal stuff. There we go. Let's mute that. Set that to live chat. Copy paste that. Post that there. Okay. Fantastic. Let's go. Yeah, we're set to live chat. We're set to live chat. We're set to live chat. Here we go. All right. I'm going to chill, wait a little bit, give a couple people some space to, like, get in, see what's up. You've lost your connection to Xbox Live. Well, that's not good. Did we lose connection literally like the moment that we started? No, I can see my internet connection. I can see that I am connected. So, I assume we're still going. Gonna give some folks a chance to hop in. Just kind of hanging out. For anyone who's watching this back, we're going to be playing, I'll probably explain it again when a couple people show up, but we are playing Ruby's Rebalanced Halo, Combat Evolved. That is the plan for today. Ruby is a modder who has a very, very rich history in the Halo community for coming up with some of the absolute best campaign rebalances, that being a type of mod like Vengeful Vadam's rebalance, like Ruby's rebalance, that where the game in question is not drastically changed. There's not a bunch of added levels. There's not a bunch of there's not a bunch of stuff that clogs up the original feeling of playing the original game. It's just that the weapon sandbox, the enemy sandbox, the vehicle sandbox, maybe the character movement sandbox, everything has been tweaked. In some cases, weapons have been taken out and maybe new weapons have been introduced in an effort to make the game feel not new, but like the best version of itself. Like, in my opinion, Ruby's Rebalanced is how, like, in a better timeline, the sandbox tweaks that Ruby does to their mod, especially in the different games, all kind of like making sure they all kind of match the same standard, and then making each game stand out on its own with its unique sandbox elements, is how, in a better timeline, how the Halo games would have just released. So, like, in the Ruby's Rebalanced mods, the plasma gun, the plasma rifle in Halo 1, 2, 3, and Reach all basically feel like the same weapon. Right? They all more or less feel like the same weapon. Ruby took the CE plasma rifle as a base in this particular example, and then they barely tweaked it, and then brought Halo 2, 3, Reach, every other game that they've done a version, an RR mod for, and brought them at about that level, so that that game's unique sandbox elements stand out more, and so that people playing from one Halo to another get the feeling of the best plasma rifle when they pick up a plasma rifle. And that's just one really, really tiny example. They tweak a lot of the weapons at their baseline, and then make that baseline match. Hey, Gumger. And then make that baseline match. So, like in Ruby's Rebalanced mod, the Halo assault rifle is... Hi, Snake. That's a couple people. We can get started. But like in Halo... Oh, I gotta make sure I don't start... I need to make super sure I don't start in the game in UI graphics quality original enhanced. We want original. And then I need to make sure that this starts. Actually, let's bring the field of view up to like 105 and set that for all games, just from the beginning. HUD anchoring, centered, HUD style, classic, auto, no. I'm gonna set the frame lane limit to like 180. Graphics quality, original. Is it in gameplay that I'm gonna be able to? Oh, right. I can change my offsets. I can make all the... Okay. That's fine. We're going to start and hope that this starts us in the default... visual and effects. Classic. Music classic. The Ruby's rebalanced mods are intentionally balanced to be played on Legendary. Legendary and Heroic are what they should be played at. That's what they're balanced for. I'm going to turn Catch on because I like Catch. I think it makes certain units a lot more dangerous, like Grunts. It makes Grunts a lot more valuable. And then... where's the one that I want? Do I not have I Would Have Been Your Daddy? Huh. I apparently don't have I Would Have Been Your Daddy. That's fine. Yeah, boys, Darktide is currently down for maintenance. They shut down the beta because they want to set up the game for the release tomorrow morning. Which I understand, but I'm still sad about it. I still really wish I was streaming, I still kind of wish I was streaming Darktide for you guys right now, but in lieu of what is probably going to be one of my favorite shooters ever, not being available to me right now, we're going to play my other favorite shooter ever, which is Halo. Specifically, the Ruby rebalanced versions of Halo. In my opinion, the Ruby rebalanced mods are basically perfect, and they're more or less how the games would have launched in a better timeline. Especially this new generation of Ruby's rebalanced editions that they're doing now because the Halo mod tools have been released. So this is the newest, most up-to-date version of Ruby's rebalanced Halo Combat Evolved, made with the mod tools, which means that it's bigger and better than ever. And they're currently working on Halo 2, and then I believe from there they're going to be working on 3, and then I don't know if they're doing Reach or ODST after that. But I'm very, very excited for this new generation of Ruby's rebalanced mods. It's an incredible series of mods with a lot of really rich history in the Halo community. Ruby's done an excellent job. Ruby, I hope you get to see this at some point. Actually, I'll probably ping you in the stream after. You know, this isn't like SPV where like Ruby's added a shit ton of elements, like actual literal physical level to the levels. You know, Ruby doesn't get lost in the sauce like SPV does. For anyone who hasn't heard me talk about it before, which I imagine is most of you in stream because this isn't something that's come up, I really don't like the SPV series. They get way too lost up their own ass of trying to like create Halo again, and it just doesn't turn out well ever. Like, I've tried playing SPV several times, and it seems like every single time I try, I just get kind of upset. Is this? Is this? Yeah, this is the mod. Okay. The mod is active, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the mod is active. This new version, the new generation, the mod tools edition of CE Rebalanced. Oh, that is a very large subtitle. Oh, man. Hold on. I turned this game down really low by accident. Sir, yes, sir. Damn right I am. But like the new mod tools version, Ruby's added some elements to each level. They've added a couple of like sections that let you face levels differently, gain or fight different enemies and gain different allies actually than we're used to. You guys are gonna see some pretty cool shit just in this level alone. But without getting so lost in coming up with new stuff that they like end up just ruining the feel of playing the game. Like there's a lot of times when I tried playing SPV where it didn't feel like I was playing Halo. It really didn't. It felt like I was playing some guy's like really shitty like Chinese Halo bootleg. And Ruby's doesn't do that. There's a couple of other guys who have really good mods that don't do that either. Vengeful Vadam's rebalances are pretty popular. I prefer Ruby's, but Vengeful Vadam's pretty good also. For example. I'm not going to switch to the... Actually, real quick, what I'm going to do in order to make sure I don't even, like, do it by accident. First, I'm going to turn the game up a little bit. And then I'm going to configure bindings. And then whatever the button is that toggles that, we're going to move that way over here. Yeah. We're going to set that way the fuck over there for now because I don't want to accidentally hit that because the current version of this mod, if you hit that button, then it literally crashes the game. At the moment, the Ruby's mod does not support the updated graphics. You lead the way, guy. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Oh, no! Oh, wow. Okay, I could have done a crouch jump. That would have been better. It does feel really gross, not like... Oh, my God. The guy's got a fucking sword. You wanna... Hey, guy. Are you guys gonna kill him? Here we go. You gonna fucking fight him? But yeah, check it. We got ODSTs, dog. ODSTs and Halo CE gear look incredible, by the way.
Contact. Sir, the captain needs you on the bridge ASAP. Better follow me. Stay back! Oh yeah!
Alright. Let's get ourselves a weapon.
Captain Keyes.
Good to see you, Master Chief. Things aren't going well. Cortana did her best, but we never really had a chance.
A dozen Covenant superior battleships against a single Halcyon-class cruiser. With those odds, I'm content with 3. Make that 4 kills. Sleep well?
No thanks to your driving, yes.
So you did miss me.
Report!
It must have been one of their boarding parties. I'd guess an antimatter charge.
Ma'am, fire control for the main cannon is offline.
Time to kill the evil aliens. You bet it, dude.
All right, then.
You absolutely bet. I actually really like the Covenant as a faction in general. I don't like agree with them or anything, but I think they're very well made. I think they're very cool. I think Halo's vibes are pretty immaculate. especially early on in the series. I think after Reach, and ODST, which is when the Number Company took over, I think the vibes fell off pretty hard. I'm obviously that's not like a hot take or anything. A lot of people feel that way, but I feel like they've done a pretty good job of recapturing the essence in Halo Infinite. I feel like they've done a pretty good job of recapturing the feel in Halo Infinite, and actually in some of Halo 5's levels too. I'm a huge fan of a lot of Halo 5's campaign. Maybe not the story, but of the missions, like the individual missions. I think their own self-contained stories are actually really, really cool. I actually really like playing as Fireteam Osiris, as Locke and his people, because they have some of the most interesting levels from a world-building perspective. Going on to Meridian, I think that was the planet's name, and like interacting with the civilians there and defending the civilians there was pretty cool. And I really, really liked all of the missions on St. Helios. They were a ton of fun. So I'm not going to sit here and blanket say like, you know, Number Company bad, because it's not in my opinion. Especially they've definitely kind of gotten me back on board with Halo Infinite. They're making some mistakes. They're making some really obvious mistakes with Halo Infinite that I feel like they shouldn't be making. But I think they're doing okay, and I think as time goes on, Halo Infinite is going to prove that they like were the right people to do the job. You know, fucking eventually. Come on. You. Come here. So one of the big changes in Ruby's Rebalanced is that the assault rifle is actually usable. If you burst fire it, it maintains its accuracy pretty well. And in lieu of having a proper plasma weapon on you... Where's the plasma rifle? There it is. In lieu of having a proper plasma weapon on you, the assault rifle will do a perfectly good job of chewing through shields. Oh, I hear the guy. I hear the grunts over on my other side. Come on. Oh, for love of God, Tim, hit your shots. How much Darktide have you been playing recently, dude? Hit your shots. Alright, let's... Oh, we don't need the heal. Grab some assault rifle ammo. I want the goo to come back. What is the goo? Oh, you mean the flood? The Flood are pretty cool.
Let's find him.
What the hell? Did something just hit us? Move it. Back to the airlocks.
You can't hide from me. Roger that. My bad.
You guys are gonna see me accidentally jump a bunch of times because I'm still in my Darktide muscle memory, and I got really good at using the dodge in that weapon in that game.
We go out and they come in.
Are you gonna let me by, guy? Excuse me.
Go on ahead, Chief. We'll secure this airlock.
Oh, good grief. Oh, good grief. I wonder, is that meant to be like the hard tutorial bit that Ruby inserted that's meant to like teach players like, oh, you can stick enemies with plasma grenades? Oh. Oh no, I got blown up by chain explosions.
What the hell? Did something
Oh
just
shit.
hit us? Move in. Back to the airlock. Over here.
Keep your head down. There's two of us in here now.
Alright, let's get that overshield.
They're using our lifeboat airlocks to attach their boarding craft. We go out and they come in. Bastards.
Go on ahead, Chief. We'll secure this airlock.
AI is very comfortable just getting right in your way. Oh. remember. Can you melee these down? Huh? Well, okay. In my opinion, the assault rifle still isn't accurate enough on short bursts, for me personally. I think if you fire it like I just fired it there, it should be like basically laser accurate in the center of the dot, but it still has some spread, which is kind of annoying. Oh yeah, dude, the elites... Oh shit, wow, that almost killed me. The impulse from the explosion sent me into that health pack, which is kind of funny. Yeah, the noises that the elites make are primo. Oh, for love of... This is a dangerous place for me to be. I have catch on, which means that if those grunts feel like it, they can start chucking grenades at any time. And that's really dangerous for me. Like right there. That bolt just straight up did not release. I tried to be really clever with the timing there, and it just didn't work. Alright, where's your plasma rifle? Give me that. Okay, you, first off, go away. Poor guy, I'm sorry about that. The Halo 1 plasma rifle is almost the perfect weapon in my opinion. It's so good. The plasma rifle in Halo 1 is basically the best plasma rifle in, I'm not exaggerating when I say this, the history of the entire franchise, as is the Halo 1 plasma pistol. And like, literally every plasma rifle and every plasma pistol since Halo 1 has been a downgrade, and it sucks so bad, dude. But it's just such a good gun. Every single one since then has just been a absolute downgrade. Oh. Little guy. Little guys throwing their nades, dude. The catch metal makes grunts an actual problem. I'm not exaggerating when I say that. Especially in later levels. I'm pretty sure in this opening level, they're a little bit friendlier towards the player. They don't spam grenades nearly as much as they do in the rest of the campaign. But in the rest of the campaign, it's fucking brutal, dude.
The life pods are launching. We should hurry.
Oh, hey.
The Covenant are destroying the life
We got a fucking flame. Wow, guys. No ammo. I'm guessing the idea is I'm supposed to grab that, bring it with me, and then I find ammo down the way. But, like, I don't feel like it.
closing. We had to use the ship's maintenance access gate. Follow the nav point. It'll lead you to an opening.
I just don't feel like it. Sorry, Ruby. I know you worked very hard, but I don't quite care enough about the flamethrower to go through the effort. We sneaky deaky. I hear them on my left. I see them on my motion tracker on the left, which is very cool. Oh, there we go. I got his arm. Oh, I got knocking on my door. Go ahead, come in. Oh, is it? We got great news. We got a piece of Jacob's bow came in. That's really cool that it came in, though. Now we wait on those Frenchies. But they can come in. They can come in. They're fine. Yeah, the cats can come in. They don't harass me that bad when I'm streaming. Thank you, though.
It looks like the Covenant wanted to catch you up.
Ooh, Spec Ops boys. Was there something back here? Oh. Also, no ammunition. Lame. I remember this. That is going to be a detonation, and if you make a shield weak enough, there you go, the detonation kills him. I do actually, weirdly enough, really like the little reload flashing, like, in front of your screen. Like, near your gun when you're running low on ammo. And, like, I like... Oh, yeah, there's the ammo for that. Oh, no, that's the ammo for a shotgun. Let's jump out here in the back. That flick. Super cool. No, they died. They got killed in the... God damn it. Well, there were ODSTs here. They got killed in the chain explosion. How you doing, big guy? Okay, I actually am willing to go through the hassle now because I actually know exactly where. Come on. Come on, go back in. There we go. There we go. The Halo 1 shotgun, also basically a perfect weapon. The shotgun was at its best in Halo 1. And it just has been all downhill from here. Granted, it's not quite as severe a downgrade in the later games as the plasma pistol and the plasma rifle. Oh, they just... Because in the plasma pistol and the plasma rifle in Halo 2 were both absolute just hot garbage from the get-go. Like, it was the first ever gun. Like, the first, you know, second renditions of those guns were just garbage. Oh, hey, we got more ODSTs! All right, boys, let's go. Yeah, like that last route I used at the end there was an alternate route. Ruby added that, but that's basically the most extreme Ruby's actual level changes seem to get, like the level geometry, is that you'll see occasional new pathways that let you do cool new stuff. I think the most extreme it gets is if we get that far in this stream, which I don't know if we will, but if we get that far in this stream, in 343 Guilty Spark, the mission where you first run into the flood, on the way out, you can take a completely alternate route, and this is a bit of a spoiler, but I don't care, because we might not get to it this time. You can find Johnson and, like, help him get out. And it's actually super cool and a really excellent example of what the mod tools allowed Ruby to start doing, because that was something before the mod tools release, that just was not possible.
Who's even in the stream? No, it's fine.
Oh, hey, it's Jacob.
Who's in the chat? Yeah, I got like an hour before I need to leave.
It's Gummer and Snake.
Oh, okay.
Darktide is unfortunately down for maintenance because they're actually doing their full release tomorrow. So I can't play it, which means I'm playing my other favorite shooter.
I think. When does Callisto Protocol come out? I think it might be out.
I don't know. I think it comes out soon. I don't think it's out yet. I saw a trailer for it relatively recently.
The trailer looks really. The trailer is extremely cringe. I'm waiting for the actual game to come out.
I mean, because
it's like, dude, I'm so fucking tired of games trying to be movies, dude. I'm so fucking tired of it.
Are you more excited for? Okay, serious question. Are you more excited for Callisto Protocol, or are you more excited for the Dead Space 1 remake? Which one do you think is going to be better?
If I was going to bet, I would bet on the Dead Space remake being better. But there's no reason, because the only thing that looks like shit about the Callisto Protocol trailer is that they just like made it look really cinematic, which it doesn't even look like based on the gameplay that the game is going to be like that. So that's really kind of the fault of the trailer. But I think that Dead Space remake being better is an easier bet than
Gumger is saying Callisto comes out December 2nd, so that's like a few days.
Yeah, I just said that a second ago.
Oh,
God damn, they don't even listen, dude.
I know, dude. Oh, man. My bad. I feel like I want to make my HUD a little bit bigger. That's probably going to sound weird, but I want to do it. I want to make my HUD a little bit bigger. Let's go with 125%. And then big HUD.
So Tibia added sound, which seems like it would be fucked up, but they actually did it really well. And depending on like what area of the game you're in, it has like cool ambiance. And if you're in a swamp area, there's like frog swamp noise going on. And every once in a while, you'll hear a red-winged blackbird, which is like the iconic swamp bird. So whoever did the swamp ambient noise really did their homework.
You know what's probably funny is I have no idea what a red-winged blackbird sounds like based on the name, but I've lived in swamps before, so I'm pretty sure if you showed me an audio clip, I'd be like, oh, I know that animal.
Yeah, it's an extremely iconic bird call. There's no way you wouldn't recognize it. We have them all over here.
This may seem obnoxious to you guys, the big HUD, but I love the big HUD. If it were up to me, I would have the big HUD and I would pull the elements in closer to the center of my screen so I don't have to look at the far corners to get my information. I don't know if any of you guys have read the Republic Commando books, and they talk about how the HUDs on their masks and in their helmets are like really, really obstructive and distracting for people who aren't used to them. And the Commandos comment about how they're so used to the HUDs, they like can just choose not to see the HUD elements and focus on the reality happening on the other end of the mask. That's basically how I feel when it comes to video game HUDs. I love big HUDs. I need big HUDs. Give me all the information. I will just learn to look past it when I need to shoot a guy.
Man, I wish. Do I have? Any tracking number? No.
Let's see, get a health kit real quick. Where are the jackals at? Oh, right, duh, I just fought some jackals beforehand. I'm a dummy. This was, I remember Ruby talking about in their trailer that this was the mission that introduces players to jackals. Oh, no, Needler. Do not ever, don't be exposed for a long period of time when a guy's shooting a Needler at you. Nice job, Marine. Oh, right, yeah, the higher difficulties, the Marines just fight better also. The enemies fight better, and the Marines fight, your allies fight better also. They're all using the same lines, though, which is kind of funny. I'm not sticking around to get killed. And then the other guy immediately goes, I'm not sticking around to get killed. Like, okay, dudes. Who's sticking around to get killed, then?
Everyone. It's game over.
Game over, man!
Exactly.
Oh. That was good shooting. I remember there's a really dumb movie quote that for some reason I actually really like, and it sticks with me, and I periodically repeat it to myself when I accidentally refer to shooting as nice. It was in a zombie movie. Some guy goes, "Oh, nice shooting, boss," and the guy goes, "No, good shooting, good shooting. There's no such thing as nice shooting."
What fucking movie is that even?
It's from some dumb zombie movie. There was like a million of them. I just remember thinking it was a really silly line, and it like stuck with me because it's literally just a pun.
The guy who invented judo requested to be buried in a white belt so that people would remember him as a student and not a master.
That is really cool, and also one of the silliest things I've ever heard. That man was not cringe, he was free. Try and flush this guy out a bit. Alright, give me your gun. Yeah, let's play around with the Needler a bit. Why not? Needlers are cool.
Time is it right now? 4?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm tempted just to fucking drive up there early, but I don't want to go up there this early.
Would you actually like shoot early, or would you just be sitting there like lonely?
No, I'd shoot early. But if I leave now, I'll get there at like 4.
Like way
10.
too early, like too early.
Which is way too early. I usually show up a half an hour early anyway. I have a feeling that probably it's just going to be me and Amy tonight. But we'll see.
Oh, guys, I made a bad choice here. Oh, right, yeah. In this one, because the Needler is so relatively easy to use, it's not an instant kill anymore. Not on tougher units. I think on up to blue elites it'll still instantly kill. Jackals and grunts it'll still instantly kill. But red elites, you need 2 of them. That is balanced out, though, by the fact that you can use it on more stuff. Like, you can use Needlers on, Actually, we'll use a plasma rifle. There's a lot of long-range combat there that a Needler wouldn't have been good for. Actually, you know what? No, I'm a coward. We're going to use a Needler. It can be used against hunters now. Needlers are like a hard hunter counter. Like, it takes a bunch of super combines to kill one. So you're still, like... You still have to work for it, and you're still exposed, and they can still just fucking like blow you away. But
maybe I'll do play Callisto Protocol and see if it's any good. And if it is, maybe I can do some kind of a comparison video between Callisto Protocol and Dead Space.
yeah, that'd be cool.
Maybe I'll care enough about that to make that work. I really wish that the goddamn Newkirks would release the Unbinding so that I could get to work on that.
I'm kind of surprised they haven't already. They kept like teasing it, like, "Oh, it's gonna come soon, we promise."
Well, I think it's in. I think it's wrapped, so now it's in post-production, which means that we should be very close. I'm surprised it didn't come out for Halloween.
David and Dana, if for some reason you check out this stream and get this far.
Greg and Dana, you motherfucker.
Greg and Dana, god damn it, sorry. Greg and Dana, if for some reason, sorry, my mother's name is Dana, and she married a guy named David for several years.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Greg and Dana, if you guys somehow get to this point, release your fucking video about the witch doll so my buddy can make his video about how cool you are.
Dude, that is going to be such an undertaking.
He simps real hard, and he's got like a whole fucking thing planned out.
I don't even like just thinking. I get the same feeling thinking about doing that video that I used to get, like thinking about final projects when I was in school. Of just being like, this is going to be so fucking much shit, and I'm not 100% sure I'm going to be able to do it.
Well, I mean, I hope you can. You seemed insanely excited about it.
Yeah, well, the thing that's going to be difficult is going to be explaining Hellier. In a way that, like, conveys the point. I think I'll be able to, though. I'm hoping that I could get... I wish that I had access to... I wonder if anybody just, like, fucking ripped them from the stream. Because Greg did a really good presentation for PhenomenaCon last year that I really fucking wish was archived. But PhenomenaCon isn't archived because that's the point.
Okay, my strategy isn't working here, so there's something I'm doing wrong. I need to adjust.
But luckily, I have fucking a rotten brain, so, like, the important quotes from that presentation, I just remember, like, the be a good ghost machine thing, and the, if you can learn to stop being afraid of the monster under your bed, you can learn to stop being afraid of your neighbor. Which are the two major takeaways from that one.
That quote does basically sum up Greg's whole thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Those two. He has this whole new thing that he's been talking about on Twitter every once in a while about how ghosts are interactive ideas. I'm not 100% sure what that means quite yet.
You're like, yeah, I'm working on that one.
Yeah.
I got you covered.
I wonder how they would feel about the fact that they have a hardcore fan base of people who like.
I mean, they interact with him on a daily basis because of the museum group.
Right.
So it's not really a foreign idea, which, by the way, I'm going to need to join. I need to join that and go through the streams and stuff they have archived. They don't archive all of them, but they archive quite a few of them.
Oh, for the love of.
Who's with me?
I've told my Discord to watch Hellier so many fucking times. I don't think a single person has done it. You're all fired.
I mean, that's one of the things you're going to be doing with this video, right? Is basically like, hey, this is my shut up and watch Hellier video.
Yeah.
I don't know why I hit the reload button there.
Geico Suave might watch it. He's been getting into like occult stuff lately.
Love of... Oh, come on! I'm gonna die here. Yep. Fucking Christ. Guys, what is going on, man? I mean, it's legendary. I know what's going on. I'm intentionally playing the game on the hardest difficulty, and I'm acting like, oh, I don't know why this is difficult.
Why is this so difficult? Is there anything I could have done to prevent this?
Yeah. Bro, their needlers are tracking so far. They're tracking through trees. Fuck off. Did I win that engagement because I got my objective, which was the health pack, or did I lose that engagement because I got pushed away without actually killing anybody? I wish I could tell my allies, like, kill this guy. Oh, of course there's a... You're gonna kill me, aren't you? I need a weapon. I need another weapon. This sucks. Unfortunately, the Marines are putting up a good fight while I, like, have a hard time over here. Oh, no, 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 move, guy! I threw that grenade on a hair trigger. Okay. I kind of felt like that guy just felt bad for me. I felt like that last elite kind of like gave me the kill out of pity. He was like, "Oh man, you tried so hard." Yeah, you can have it. Please tell me there's another health pack around here. There's not. Life is pain, guys. We're gonna go to the next fight on literally a single bar of health.
If those lifeboats make it down, that means we'll be right on top of them.
Bowhammer, we need you to disengage your warthog. The Master Chief and I are going to see if we can save some soldiers.
Okay.
Roger, Cortana. Okay, Charlie Team, warthog deployed. Saddle up and give them hell.
Oh wow. I didn't change my weapon or my. Oh man.
You guys, did you guys see my hot Mario trailer take on Twitter today?
No, but I feel like I need to know what this is now.
The worst voice actor is actually the lady playing Peach.
I have not actually seen. I have not seen. Is there a new trailer?
Yeah. It just came out today, I think.
Okay.
Charlie Day is probably the best voice actor other than Jack Black, surprising nobody.
Yeah, I mean, well, Jack Black is just a legitimate superstar. Like, he's an actual legit, like, rock star tier, like, talent.
Yeah, he can kind of just do whatever.
He's unironically one of those like once in a generation dudes.
This cave is not a natural formation.
Yeah, he can kind of just do whatever, and he has historically used that power for good.
Actually broadcasting tactical data on unencrypted.
Also used in an episode of X-Files, which automatically makes you a great actor.
He's also very very handsome if you're in even vaguely thick dudes.
Dude, I ran to the mailbox, and that fucking cold air goofed my throat up.
I've been out in that bitch all day, dude. I was out in that bitch before the fucking sun came up, man. Today at work was weird. We had a really big industrial job that started at like 5 in the morning. And for some fucking reason it didn't like it was like literally our only job today. Like we did the industrial job and that was all we did. So I just went to the fucking Mount Vernon hospital like 4 times, one right after the other.
Give me an angle. There's another one.
That's not really doxing us, is it?
Let's do it.
It's not close enough to where we live. I travel within a 100-mile circle from my base of operations to any job.
God, I love this job.
Yeah, that's not really that specific. It's not nearly as bad as fucking Emma dropping the name of the city that we live in every other stream.
Yeah, I do remember that happens. Dude, I love that the AI actually fights the allied AI fights really well also in the higher difficulties. Like it actually makes them feel really valuable. Also, I love. Okay, I'm gonna pause it for a bit so I can talk about this. Ruby's difficulty balancing is, in my opinion, the best way to balance video games. Period. They only turn up the damage a little bit between normal, heroic, and legendary. The big difference is that the AI fights harder. They shoot longer. Their bursts are more accurate. They're a lot more willing to push when you're like hiding. You know, that if you push towards them, they're a lot more likely to fall back and try to kite you. Like in legendary difficulty, the version of this mod in particular, I feel like Ruby's done a really, really wonderful job of balancing that. I'm not exaggerating when I say this. The rest of the video game industry could learn from. It feels legitimately challenging, and it also feels rewarding because if you keep your buddies alive, your allies alive. Oh, I completely forgot the sword and shield guy. It was back there. If you keep your allies alive, his AI kind of just shut off. I don't think he knew which one of us to target. He got stuck between the Jeep and me and didn't know who to go after, and in the end didn't go after anyone, which is kind of weird. The AI doesn't usually goof that hard. But like it feels rewarding to keep your allies alive in this game because they actually fight really hard also. So it's like, oh, I put in a lot of effort, fought really hard, and kept a bunch of these Marines alive, and now they're saving my ass. You know? It's just this is just an excellent game. Especially with this mod. 100% suggested to anyone who wants to play Halo again. A Halo campaign and have it feel kind of fresh, kind of new. To feel like a better version of itself. You know, it's not new enough that it feels like you're playing a different game. It feels like you're playing the same game. You're just playing a better version of it. And I am not being paid to say any of this. I should clarify. I feel like I have to clarify that because I sound like a shill.
Damn it, they're everywhere.
I only get paid to talk about NordVPN and Raid Shadow Legends.
Your exclusivity contract with those guys has definitely expired by now, right?
It lasted like a year.
Yeah,
I
but
think.
how long ago did you do those videos?
I'm not sure.
A lot more crew made
We
it
could
on the
potentially be looking at approximately a year.
Captain really gave them hell. We can find Captain Keyes and the other survivors.
Oh, did you find out what that drama was about the person slamming the door?
No.
Without me dropping too many details about the context there.
No, I think that. Yeah, I don't know. I might have like just misheard something. I'm not sure.
Let's not run over one of the blind wolves. Okay.
Keep it up. There's another one. Over here. Mate, nice and smooth there.
Dude, I am unironically getting so fucking tired of like the really forced Chris Pratt hate.
Like people just being really weirdly angry about him.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, like I get it. He's been in a lot of movies, like, and it's kind of annoying. It's not really not that big of a deal.
He's been in a lot of movies. He's kind of annoying because he's like a weird religious guy.
I honestly don't. I even think that has been like widely misinterpreted. Like, I don't think he's any more of a weird religious guy than like the average dude who owns a grill.
He's just willing to use a celebrity to talk about it.
I guess.
Or
I
he
don't know,
was one time and it was annoying and like people never let it go.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is that like one of the problems with like Twitter brain rot is that one thing happens once, and then everybody is like, I know who this person's entire being and personality is based on the one mistake they made. It's like I guess.
Wasted. More of them.
Yeah, I will admit I got a bit of the Twitter brain rot too. I'm only under the impression he talked about religion one time. If he talked about religion more than once, then sorry about that, chat. I guess I stand corrected. But I'm under the impression it was only one time, and like people got mad about it.
It was also like, I don't know. He did this whole like fucking PR thing for a minute.
I got mad about it because he comes from a bullshit church.
Where he ended up leaving the church or something. I don't know. I don't care. I haven't looked up the details. Why would I? Why would I do that? Why would I put that in my brain when I could just as easily walk around without that in my brain?
The only reason that I got mad about it is because he was doing all that shilling for like a really shitty, shitty by my standards, just for like another garbage Protestant church.
Yeah. It was like some LA mega church, right?
Yeah. It was just a really annoying like mega church. Like I wasn't very pro the church that he was talking about. So I went, "Oh great. Yet another celebrity making like American Protestantism like normal."
To a mega church is so cringe, dude. Like, if you're going to go to a church, at least find like a real small church in your community instead of going to like the lizard person congregation.
Yeah, like
what are you doing?
Like there are ways to go to church that are cool and interesting and like say a lot about you outside of I am a lizard.
Also, stop being a fucking baby. And the other thing that like Christians need to be doing right now especially is instead of backing out and just like quitting church or like quitting being a pastor or like whatever, you should probably try to like actually make the religion good again.
Yeah.
If you actually believe in like any of the teachings at all.
It kind of seems like that's more or less the direction that the cool Argentinian Pope is going.
Yeah.
He like understands that people aren't a big fan of organized religion in the modern world, and he's trying to be like, look guys, we're not like cool or hip or whatever, but like we're trying to move past a lot of the garbage you know us for.
Well, they have to. There's not like...
Right, but he's making it public.
Yeah, there's no way out. Like,
he's like turning it into a PR campaign.
We're very obviously reaching another like hinge point where they're going to have to do like Christianity's going to have to do another like wide scale reformation or it's going to die. Like that's just the truth of the matter.
Way to go.
Come on.
Like even in places that are like pretty religious, like the American South and stuff, youth church attendance rates are fucking cratering.
Way to go.
Yeah, it's not easy. We're living in an increasingly I don't want to say militantly secularized because that makes it sound like it's like an us versus them thing. But we are living in like an increasingly like the pop culture of the day is secular. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I think doesn't secular technically just denote a separation of church and state?
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
yes, that's technically yes, but that like the popular understanding of the word is not that's not what that means.
It's like atheist.
Yeah. The popular understanding of the word is a lot less to do with like church and state and a lot more to do with
Above the structure.
just the way people do religion in their like daily life.
It's so fucking funny that like not that long ago, the biggest threat in American politics that everybody was always freaking out about all the time was fundamentalist Christians, and now you never hear anybody really talking about them anymore.
It is really like
It completely shifted to like a lot of the freaks now are also fundamentalist Christians, but that almost seems like it's secondary to the rest of the stuff they believe.
well, I think it's because
Come on, floor it.
at least online, I'm not going to sit here and act like this is how it works in the real world, but at least online, the priority has shifted to just focusing on what that religion is being used to, on what the fundamentalist religion is being used to like express. Because most of the time when people use fundamentalist religion, they're using it as a way of basically getting away with being racist or sexist or homophobic or whichever one is their particular like millstone, that particular like era of discourse or whatever. And people are realizing like, oh, it's not the religion that's the problem. It's just the people using the religion as a cover to be fucking bad.
I mean, some of the interpretations that they come up with out of the scripture are fucking totally insane.
Absolutely. Did we kill everything here? Oh no, the dropship dropped off more. Hey guy, look that way.
Like there's a documentary about this that I need to watch at some point, but in the whole line about like all of the anti-gay stuff didn't start wasn't that was a interpretation of the Bible that was invented in 1946, which is like 2 days ago. In fucking historical time.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of the downside of every period of history. Every period of history has to deal with all the bullshit drama of its own period, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
1945 is like yesterday historically, but if you were to ask someone 1565 the problems that they were dealing with, they would bring up a bunch of shit that happened in like 1515.
Yeah, it takes a while for stuff to like
become history.
When you're talking about like big, huge cultural issues, it takes like a couple of generations for those to really get ironed out. Like, I honestly believe that part of what we're seeing right now with like the renewed fucking people raging about like the gay community and the trans community is like a death throw of people trying one last time to like do one last offensive to try to like win.
Yeah.
It's like one last angry attempt to like push back against all the progress that we've made in the past like 25 years.
Well, they are making an uncomfortable amount of progress themselves because
depending on where
getting people mad about the trans community has had enough effect that there's like have been actual like normal gay rights that are just being like stuff that we think of as like settled culturally.
Yeah, like fucking gay marriage, they're trying to like reel back.
Yeah. And they're having a certain amount of success culturally, and it really sucks.
I don't know. I don't know how much like they're gonna have their holdouts. Like Florida is just gonna suck forever, but I don't think they're going to be in the majority in the aggregate. Also, I think we're going to see an increasing amount of people voting with their feet. So like all of the old crazy maniacs are going to move to Florida because like DeSantis is the most based for them.
Right.
So like these like freakish politics are going to start to isolate themselves geographically like even worse than they already are. And we're also 110% going to see Texas flip very soon.
Yeah. It's very fun living in Washington and seeing people post a lot of our county color maps, like how many counties we have red and how relatively few it looks like we have that are blue. And they're like, how's it a blue state? And it's like,
it's like, well,
it's
let
just
me introduce you to the concept of like numbers.
Yeah, it's really incredible how often people just refuse. Okay, I think we had a. It's really incredible how many people just refuse to like understand that land doesn't vote. Okay, come on.
Yeah, it's a very dumb brain thing. I mean, that's the. Europe already got over this because they ran out of land, and America just recently ran out of land. So now we are going to have the same internal struggle and like fight past it. But America was built on the idea of infinite land, like the idea that you could just like get up and move west if you didn't like where you were at. So, but now there really isn't anywhere to go, and people are still trying to use that petty fiefdom logic of like, I'm the king of my backyard.
Yeah.
In the modern era, when there isn't, like, you can't do that.
Yeah, it just doesn't like exist anymore.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you can live in like rural Eastern Washington or whatever, but you're going to be at the fucking whim of
well,
legislation that's being passed by the rest of the fucking states.
Well, and it seems that the popular move that a lot of conservatives are taking to fight against that is to just pretend that something else is happening. Instead of acknowledging we live in a minority area, our votes aren't as important, or at least our ideas aren't as important, and therefore our votes aren't as important because like we don't have as many people who believe what we believe, and there's a lot more people right over there who believe something different. That instead of acknowledging that, it seems that their response, the answer, has been to just pretend that there is a conspiracy.
Also, like, you can get a lot of stuff done on like a local level. Like, if you're in some fucking shitty town, small town in Eastern Washington, and you just like stack the city council with like a bunch of freaks who think the same shit you do, you could get a lot done. Like you still have quite a bit of control of your own community if you stop being a lazy pussy.
Yeah. Okay, I feel like I have a problem here. It's supposed to... We've killed everything. So it's supposed to send Foehammer here to pick these guys up, and then I can move on to the next one.
Foehammer? Like a fucking sword from Lord of the Rings?
Foehammer's the call sign of a dropship pilot. There she goes. Echo 419. Echo 419 is her actual tag, but her call sign is Foehammer. Because the dropships in Halo are also gunships, so she can like show up and, in theory, in the lore, that ship right there flying, she can show up on that thing with like a bunch of rocket pods and shit and just like blow people up.
Oh, speaking of planes, did you see that the United States unveiled their new stealth bomber that has nuclear capabilities today?
No. Are we no longer using the F-117?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look up the details.
I mean, the F-117 is a very old ship. I'm not surprised that we're like moving past it. But no, I've not heard this. Look it up real quick. Do you know what it's called?
New stealth bomber.
I'm gonna also look this up once you tell me what it's called.
B-21 Raider stealth bomber. They on Friday.
B-21 Raider. Oh yeah, it looks like an American take on the Spirit. Okay. It just looks like we took the B-2 Spirit and we like upgraded it. The B-2 Spirit's a British stealth bomber. But that's what it looks like to me, just taking a look at the airframe.
Yeah.
Guys, get in the Jeep, 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 get in the Jeep!
How many more of these fucking Cyclops do I have to kill? 30.
I'm sorry, passenger. You legitimately just didn't get in the fucking Jeep fast enough, dude.
I'm so tough now, hey!
It's hard. Life's hard, but you didn't get in the Jeep.
Smooth now. Damn!
You know what? We'll leave you two little grunts be. I'm a magnanimous tyrant.
Oh yeah!
Survivors detected. Marines are concealed in the
Guy, shoot at the Covenant. Oh, we're gonna get blown up.
I wonder if I'll be able to get the hang of the my shooting with a tab today. I think so. The last group that I shot yesterday was like a fucking 2-inch group.
I
it was,
can't
like, a
imagine.
little bit off to the left. It feels very weird.
I
switching
can't
to-
imagine it'll be that much. That it'll be difficult enough that you're gonna have like a hard time for
Yeah,
long.
it took
you know
me
what
a
I mean?
minute to like. It took me a minute to figure out, like a new anchor point. But instead of like doing any of the weird shit where I like have my fingers like by my teeth, I can put my index finger knuckle like against my cheekbone, and that's like enough because you're supposed to find like a hard spot on your face because your bones don't move.
Right.
So the exact same spot every time, and I think I can do that and get pretty good results.
I like the very simple logic of your bones don't move.
Yeah. One time I was fucking in like a Reddit thread or something, and this guy was like, "The problem with using the eye tooth as an anchor point is that I'm from Florida. And I don't know if that tooth is going to be there tomorrow."
Based Floridian. I feel like if you want to be the coolest Floridian possible, you basically need to be like, look, man, I need to be prepared for Andrew Callahan to interview me at literally any moment.
Yeah. You have a duty
To be prepared.
to your state to be a fucking maniac.
Dude, bro, I wish I could say that I set off that chain reaction on purpose. It ended up just being really cool and helpful, but it wasn't planned. I kind of forget that chain reactions can happen because it's a Halo 1 thing, and it seems like it's only a Halo 1 thing. Chain reactions, grenade chain reactions don't seem to happen in the other Halo games. I think they did it because too many players complained about how much it sucks to, like, have one grenade go off when you're standing around a bunch of them and just suddenly die. But I always thought that was fucking hilarious. Personally, I always thought that rocked.
Yeah, I like stuff like that in games. Like I like just dumb physics engine type shit where like nobody really intentionally coded it that way. It's just like it was an accident.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like they just made it so that if a grenade takes damage, it explodes, and they're like, "Oh, we'll see what happens." And then it had this weird side effect.
Well, which is kind of funny because, like, I'm under the impression that grenade chain reactions are a thing that can happen in real life. Like, you can cook
Yeah,
off.
that definitely could happen.
You can cook off ordnance with ordnance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one ever wants to. I mean, not never.
Like
but
the
like,
iconic 4th of July mistake that everybody has witnessed at least once, where a mortar or something accidentally gets shot into like the fireworks stockpile and the whole thing blows up at once.
yeah, bro. Yeah, like you can absolutely cook things off. It's crazy, but it do happen. Let's get a health pack. Oh, there's 2 here, not just 1. That's crazy. That's crazy, I say. Like, it's like... Oh, I might not be able to hold this position for long.
I cannot fucking believe, by the way, I thought that it was already public knowledge that Liver King was on steroids. I cannot believe there are people that, like, didn't think, like, actually thought that guy was natural.
Oh, yeah, no,
That is fucking hilarious, dude.
I also just assumed that, like, steroids were, like, part of the package.
Well, I listened to a fucking podcast talking about him recently, and he had, that guy, somebody did, like, some journalist somewhere did, like, a huge deep dive on that guy, and he had, like, meetings with marketing teams and, like, pitched his idea. He was like, I'm gonna be, like, this, like, weird fitness guru guy that, like, eats, like, raw organs or whatever. And so, like, that was, like, a brand that he came up with and, like, cynically pitched to, like, Instagram promoters and stuff. Like, it wasn't even, like, a lifestyle that he, like, picked or, like, believed in. It was, like, 100% just a social media brand. Which is not surprising at all. But, people are dumb.
I'm not gonna lie, something feels incredibly powerful about laying very accurate, long-range machine gun fire down like that. That felt great. Especially once I started burst firing. Holy shit. That was in, dude, dude, long-range, accurate machine gun fire is one of the coolest things that you can see on TV. It's crazy.
We should buy an M60 modified for civilian use.
Oh, get a pig?
Yeah.
I want to get a pig.
What fucking round does that even take?
7.62 NATO.
Oh, that makes sense.
You know what the life expectancy of an M60 gunner in Vietnam was once combat started?
It was like fucking 30 seconds or something.
Yeah, it was like 20.
Incredibly short.
It was like 20 something seconds once bullets started flying. It was really crazy. Granted, anytime people go like life expectancy, etc., and then list something really low, it's like worst case scenario. Like worst case scenario, your life expectancy is like 20 seconds.
I mean, worst case scenario in Vietnam, that was just everybody, I feel like.
Yeah.
You got fucking ambushed by a bunch of dudes in the jungle. Like, you're kind of fucked.
Do you know how many roughly, they did a calculation about how many bullets it took? About how many bullets it took U.S. soldiers to kill a single Viet Cong. Hey, Chaplain. Chaplain. Leave that shit alone.
No, but I'd imagine it's probably too many.
It's like 40,000.
That is insane.
Well, it's because a lot of people, it's a statistic that catches people off guard, but it makes sense once you remember specifically that we are talking about Vietnam.
Yeah.
Because in conventional infantry versus infantry combat, bullets are flying a lot. It's like a normal, like, because suppression fire is a thing. Something called the base of fire, which is just a formalized unit size version of suppression fire, is a thing where like one unit will just lay down a shit ton of suppression while another unit like moves forward to flank and assault and do whatever. So like a lot of people have this thing where they don't realize how many bullets get used not to kill a guy, but just to keep his head down so your buddies can go kill him.
Yeah.
Right? Now, add that to the fact that you're in Vietnam, in the fucking jungle. Half the time, you can't even see the dudes who are ambushing you.
Every battle is just that scene from Predator where they're, like, mag dumping into the woods.
Basically, yeah. More or less, yeah. And what's more, a lot of guys who were there are conscripts, which means they don't want to be there. They have no interest in doing it. They don't want to do all the dangerous parts of the combat. They just want to lay down enough fire that the Viet Cong leave them alone long enough for a Phantom to come by and bomb the area. Right?
Yeah.
So, like, it's a wild statistic.
Yeah, also the bullets are free.
Yeah.
Like, you might as well fucking just shoot them.
It costs like 7 cents to make like a 7.62 NATO round or something like that at the time. Chaplain. Hold on, guys. My cat's being annoying.
Smiths off. What a pain in my ass.
It's not for you. Okay, we're back. But yeah, it's... I don't know off the top of my head what the statistics are for how many rounds it took to kill like a German soldier in World War II. But in Vietnam, it was like 40,000 per individual.
It had to have been less in World War II because World War II is like a much more conventional war. Like you had like front lines moving around and like things made a little bit more sense.
Like actual units fighting and actual like ways that units fight.
Whereas Vietnam is just like a bunch of people, a bunch of like foreign invaders standing in a jungle, and then the Vietnamese are just everywhere all the time.
There's also this thing where like a lot of people don't fully appreciate how much even not even fully automatic fire, but just semi-automatic fire increase the potential like firepower damage output of the individual infantryman who really doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, a 30-round magazine goes dry pretty fucking quick.
And I believe, I need to double check this, but I'm pretty sure that in Vietnam it wasn't yet known. We didn't know well enough to like make it a doctrine thing for soldiers to fire in semi-automatic. Because that's how things work nowadays. Soldiers don't fire fully automatic fire. Firing on full auto is like saved for doing one of two things. It's like, wow, that guy really didn't want to die. It's basically something you do when you're like point blank in like a room. Like, you kick in a door, you know there's going to be a dude, like, 3 feet away from you in a corner, and you need to shut his body down so he doesn't, like... Not even kill him. You just need to shut his fucking body down as fast as humanly possible so he doesn't shoot you back. Right? In those circumstances, it's like, the professionals understand, like, you mag dump a guy. But in like battlefield conditions, sorry, nose. In battlefield conditions, the expectation's that you're fighting on semi-automatic like all the time. Not even like the 3-round. The 3-round burst is kind of like a Hollywood meme, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I'm sure that was probably something they experimented with for a minute.
Yeah.
And then decided like, nah, this is kind of dumb.
Some weapons nowadays still use it, still have it as like a setting. But it's a setting between semi-auto and full auto.
So you could probably shoot 3 rounds about as quickly and way more accurately if you just, like, were good with the gun and, like, knew how to manage your recoil and stuff.
Basically, yeah. Not as fast, but fast enough that it's not gonna, like... You're not gonna suffer.
Yeah.
Oh. That ODST went fucking flying. Holy shit. That poor lady.
Covenant forces detected up ahead. The path up on the left should let us sneak up around them.
I'm sure he... Does he know we're there, or is he just moving, like, really weirdly? Oh, well.
Cortana to Fire Team Charlie. Move up on the left. You should be able to flank the enemy.
There it is.
Is it literally just... Is Fire Team Charlie literally just one guy now? That's incredibly funny. Oh, well, he's dead.
I wonder how hard it's snowing outside right now.
Is it snowing outside right now? At least.
It was snowing when I got home, but it wasn't snowing when I was out there getting the mail a minute ago. What the? I just heard the sound cue in Tibia for when an enemy goes invisible, and it scared me. I was like, what the fuck is that? But it was a wisp and not anything important.
Alert! Covenant dropships are inbound.
That
Oh.
dinked one, yeah.
They dropped a goddamn dropship. Or they dropped a goddamn dropship. I'm an idiot. They brought a goddamn dropship. Chat, you boys are pretty quiet today. What's going on?
They're doing homework.
That's probably true. Oh, Jesus Christ. That was a very large explosion. Doing the dishes? Okay, yeah, so. Literally homework.
We're directly under the ship now. Alright, fair to what? We need to ambush them at the ground lift's loading zone and use the lift to enter the ship. Oh, is that all? That's us. The few, the proud, the expendable.
Dude, a couple of the fucking kids in my Discord have just like harrowing stories about how shitty their high schools are.
Yeah, that's, I think, was it Snake? No, I don't think it was Snake.
I don't remember if it was Snake or if it was Geico Suave
It-
that are going to like a fucking high school full of madmen.
Yeah, no, I remember, I don't remember exactly who it was, but I yelled at them really bad one time because they dumped a whole bunch of those stories on me all at once, and I, like, legitimately felt whatever that feeling is that streamer was talking about when they used the term trauma dumping, like, in a really poor context.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so bad. Oh my god.
I'm mostly just fucking like perpetually amazed at how shitty the average American high school is.
You guys are like a little artillery battery. Look at you go. Holy shit. Oh my god. Why can I not snipe?
Oh shit, I accidentally bought 28 of the wrong type of potion. Good job, Jacob. Almost time for me to prepare the preparations.
I'm stuck. I got stuck on the ground. Oh, it was Moth? It was Moth, wasn't it? It was Moth who, like... I'm sure they didn't do it on purpose, but it was Moth who pissed me off. Like, I know in my heart they didn't do it on purpose, but they just don't understand what, like, a normal conversation is like whenever it comes to talking about how fucked up the school is.
Well, also, most people, like... So, we're, like, talking, but people in chat are typing. And that's a different dynamic. But they're, like, writing us letters. Which is totally different from talking to somebody face-to-face.
Yeah. Give me your fucking plasma. Oh, whatever. It's anything. you. Give me your plasma gun. Okay, whatever. Oh, there's a blue gun. Oh my god. All these Marines going, fire in the hole! And just explosions everywhere. Holy shit. I actually fucking love this. This is incredible. That was incredible, guys. Excellent job. Wow, I'm not usually the trick shot type. That was actually really cool. That was a cool shot, if I do say so myself.
Cortana to Echo 419. We've reached the gravity lift and are ready for reinforcements. Copy that, Cortana. Hold tight, gentlemen.
Somebody in the comments of my scoring video said that if you get
Once we're inside the ship, captain's
there's like some fucking
they'll probably
deep lore somewhere
Mhm.
where the guys who developed the game like wrote it in like a little manual or something. And all of the people are like hatched as adults out of the biomass, and their sole goal is to reach the ascension portal. So it's like fucking they literally like basically reintroduced natural selection into humanity.
That's pretty funny. And they're doing it for like really fucked up, like most dangerous game reasons, right? Basically, like
No, it's not really like maybe they just thought it was a good idea. Who knows?
it's like a good goof.
Yeah, like, this would be funny.
God, the ODST in this the ODSTs in this mod look so good.
Contact! Lots of contact! No covenant.
Was that maybe a 5 out of 10? What were the ones above it? Lust from Beyond, Fallout 4, Grime.
Falling back! See that? Next time you guys can help! Man, this is suicide! Back out! Get your rawhide going first! Hurry! Back me up! Will anyone see us?
I love how it's like physically impossible to have a game with Marines in it without having there be like an extremely Latino dude.
Who's extremely Latino?
One of the Marine voice types in this game is like, when you do well, he'll say things like "Bueno, amigo, bueno." He's like actually old school Texas Mexican.
Yeah. I wonder whatever happened to that fucking just gigantic hat, huge truck Texas Mexican that I talked to at the archery range that one time.
I hope he's okay. Wherever he is, I hope he's having a good time.
Probably the foreman on a construction site somewhere, making more money than I'll ever see in my life.
Oh, that guy saw me through the camo because I had my flashlight on. Yeah, like I've heard the word muchachos and say it to your mommy like inside of like 5 seconds of reloading that checkpoint. The guy is just violently Latino, and it's incredibly funny. Don't get cocky now. Catch, muchachos! Oh, hey. Fresh plasma rifle.
I'm reading this article that is probably like somewhat made up, but there was a monk that he was like an old guy. How old was he? So he's like a monk who was getting really old. And at a certain point, he just like sat down in lotus position and started like chanting the death prayer until he died. And there's also this whole thing about how like, they dug up his body and it was like really well preserved, but I don't really care about that because I'm sure it was cold as fuck up there.
Yeah. I guarantee there's a scientific reason behind why it was all preserved. That's not what matters here.
Yeah, the cool part is that he just like willed himself into the next dimension.
There's natives do that, or
Yeah.
at least they used to.
I think humans have kind of like, I mean, I don't know, it's probably like really subjective, and you won't experience it until you're about to die. But like animals know when they're about to die, so I imagine humans probably do too.
Well, and these are also people from like cultures that have a much better relationship with death than we do. Like you and I have talked about it before, how like modern America has this really like unhealthy.
Dude, death denial is like an actual fucking problem in America.
Yeah, we have like an unhealthy like aversion to death and like talking about death and discussing death and like death is like just discussing the concept is like persona non grata. No puedo, you know?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people spend a lot of their life doing stuff they would rather not be doing. So they kind of deal with that by just like deluding themselves into thinking they're immortal.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah, you're not, and this obsession with the idea that you are is going to make it really hard for you to deal with that when it does eventually happen.
Yeah, it's only going to make you fucking your experience on Earth significantly worse.
Just to find a way around.
What's the date on this tweet?
What's up?
I think there's a new Shadow Trap House episode today. Or is this the one I listened to last night? Oh yeah, this is the one from last night. Ooh.
I had a very long fight with that elite. It did not go in my favor. Do I seriously have to walk all the way down to the door, guys? Come on.
The door's locked, sir. I can't bypass it. We can't get through here.
We could use the side passages to find a way around.
Did he stick me? Oh my god, no.
going on in the World Cup right now? Are we close to the finals?
I'm pretty sure we won something recently.
I need to win. I gotta fucking bet 1,000,000 Tibia gold and win big.
No, did you?
There was one year where, so most of the people that play Tibia are South American, like Brazilian or whatever.
Yeah.
The World Cup is like a huge deal in game. And one year there were a bunch of guys betting on it, and I think it was like Spain and Germany were the finalists. And I looked up the win record of Spain and the win record of Germany, and just like based on like just the statistic odds of like which one had the better record, I was like Spain's gonna win. I should put a bunch of money on it, but I'm not going to. And then fucking Spain actually won, and it's the biggest regret of my life. Because I actually did the fucking like insider baseball sport nerd thing, where I just like looked at the numbers and was right.
Chief, let's see if we can find a way to open this door.
Whoa! He fucking got my ass. I didn't realize how weak I was.
Wait, that's the locked door down there. Marines away from the other side. The controls to open it must be somewhere in this room. Chief, let's see if we can find a way to open this door.
For people who might be looking at the screen wondering why I seem to be ignoring the thing right there at the bottom, it's because that's not actually the best way to... The amateur move is to immediately jump down and like open up the gate like that. But there is another one, I believe, right up here. Yep. Now that door opens, and now you can keep fighting from up here while your Marines kick in the door and start kicking ass.
We haven't had a good hellish court drop in a little bit.
I think we're getting one soon. I think Conquistador is coming soon, right?
Yeah. He dropped a thing on November 13th on Steam about how they're, I think, doing a new character. They're working on like boss AI, so they're dropping a new character that's going to be playable, but right now they're using him as
A test bed.
the test bot. Also, if you look at the banner for that, you can see a bunch of like future characters that haven't been revealed before. Like there's a dude in the front that fucking looks like Jesus. And it has... Can I open this image bigger?
Kubald kind of understands video game development and like sneaking in little
Also,
things
we
to
got
like get
your
people hyped.
fucking your Scottish broadsword guy.
Oh, it's not mine. It's Owen who wants that one of those really bad.
But yeah, that's in there.
I'm sure I talked about it at some point.
Yeah. See him. And then I see a guy in the front. I can't tell if he's got a saber or a longsword because it's like cut off from the logo, but it sort of looks like a longsword.
Post the picture in the Discord. I can probably
I don't even know if I can like
just
hang on. I'm trying to get like the best quality version of it I can.
Oh, okay. Give me a second, guys. Because I want to see this now.
I'll just send this link to you,
Okay.
and you'll be able to see the banner. I'll post it in the chat. Oh, do you have like a... Never mind, I'll send you on Facebook.
Okay. Ah. Okay, so
And then there's a guy with like some kind of like a bowler hat. looking
yeah,
thing.
and he has like a
Looking
hatchet.
for-
What looks like he has like a little axe. That's what I
So the
would.
guy with the dagger was already revealed.
Where's? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I do remember the guy with the dagger because Kubold posted a while back that they were experimenting with like parrying daggers and like
If you
parrying
look
mechanics.
at the thumbnail, you can tell what the dude in the front with the long hair is holding a little bit better, and it looks like some kind of a straight sword, I think.
Yeah, I think it is a straight sword of some kind. I'm wondering if he's doing another like the father, where he's like just like taking a dude out of his like kind of. He's giving him like an old school weapon.
Yeah. Even Isabella's sword is like a little bit outdated
Yeah,
based on the time period.
yeah. I mean, out of all the longsword characters, she has the most up to date one.
Well, it makes sense. It makes sense because she looks like she's probably like in her 30s, so she would have learned from a young age in Italy and probably would have been learning from like an older guy who was using older techniques.
I do like this broadsword looking dude, the Highlander. He looks cool. The broadsword in question is very clearly like, I know it's because the movie is about the same time period as this guy, and that Kubold is very historically authentic.
Yeah.
But the guy feels like a character from Rob Roy.
Yeah, I'm sure that all of the stuff that he all of the clothing is scanned in from historical models too.
Yeah. So there's
He has like museum hookups and like people that do recreations.
yeah.
Like the clothes that he scanned for the Schiavona guy.
Yeah, I do remember that coming up.
That was like a set of like from like a museum.
His
or
name's like
something.
Karlstein or Karkstein or something like that. He's
Kalkstein, yeah.
he's a Prussian because the Schiavono is a Prussian type weapon, if I remember right. Or what would become Prussia. I don't think it was actually Prussia at the time. I'm kind of excited for the saber and dagger dude. I don't actually care that much for sabers, but I am interested in seeing how well the offhand dagger works mechanically, because I want us to get a rapier who has a dagger in the offhand. I want to see like if the mechanics translate over well. If the mechanics translate over well, I want to see that happen.
Because a lot of his characters are sort of like emblematic of their nationality.
Yeah,
He's doing sort of like Overwatch Sword Smash Brothers.
basically, yeah.
So I would bet that if we got a rapier dagger guy, he would probably be Portuguese
It would be nice.
because that was their move.
It would be very, very nice. I would like that a lot. I don't think we have an outright like Portuguese fighter yet.
No, Marie is French, and the other lady is the most Spanish character of all time.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think the Conquistador character is also Spanish.
Yeah, I would imagine. Oh, he might be Portuguese. I think the helmet's wrong though.
He's wearing what's called the Marian,
Yeah.
and the Marian was popular with conquistadors in both Spain and Portugal
Okay.
and Italy. Actually, like it was just at the time, it was just a popular helmet. It was used a lot by brothers of some of the knightly orders, like the Knights of St. John. Their brothers wore Marians because the open type helmet made it easy to breathe and hear orders in like the hot temperatures that they'd often be fighting in, because they were fighting in like the Mediterranean against Islamists and against like the Ottoman Turks and whatnot,
Yeah.
and like the Barbary Coast pirates and shit. And
My favorite boss in Sekiro is the Portuguese guy in plate armor.
yeah, it's
Because
pretty
they
cool.
like, well, the thing that I love about him the most is that they like put him in like you can just like Google Portuguese plate armor and it, like you can like find the reference images they used, but for the helmet they like made a samurai helmet that's like kind of shaped like, so it almost looks like if they were like doing what are the big Japanese paintings called?
The ones that are like painted on wood,
Yeah, they're like crazy stylized.
ukiyo-e.
Yeah, so it looks like one of those paintings of like a Portuguese knight, but they like Japanned it up a little bit
It is pretty cool.
because they were like Because if you saw a big guy in armor and then you wanted to like draw that big guy in armor later to tell some story about like battles with a foreigner or whatever, you would like make it, you'd put it in the context that the people looking at it would be able to understand at the time later.
They'd be like, oh, that looks like armor. We know what armor looks like, but it doesn't look quite like our own armor.
Yeah, but then they'd see the, well, and they would see the face and be like, oh, he must be like a big deal.
Yeah.
Only people that are big deals can afford something that expensive.
Yeah, the faceplates are called, in the actual native Japanese, I'm trying to remember what the faceplates are called, but they're called like mempo or something like that.
Yeah.
But like mempo are like a pretty big deal. You could only really afford one if you like had enough armor that it was worth getting the decoration.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they could fucking save your ass from time to time. It's like they're not gonna stop. That's not gonna stop you from getting like your head caved in by a rock.
Yeah.
But that some of like the metal ones could definitely fucking stop an arrow from hitting you in the face.
The nice thing about, maybe not nice thing, but like the kind of the thing about armor at the time is that it's never guaranteed to work.
Yeah.
Armor is always one of those things where it's a balancing act between basically hoping and praying that the one time it works is the one time you need it to work.
Yeah.
And like
All
most,
right, I'm going to the range.
oh, you're going to the range, okay.
Yeah.
Man, I think I might have soft locked myself by being as weak as I am at the opening of this fight.
Oh, the classic fucking first-person shooter soft lock. I've never been in one of those where, like, I think maybe when I was playing the original Half-Life on the hardest difficulty was the only time I've ever been in one that was so bad I had to, like, load an old save.
I think I've gotten away clean with it this time. I think I've gotten away with it. I managed to find an overshield that, to my old memory, wasn't there before. Alright, have fun.
Play back a little bit. See ya.
See ya. Alright, and we got healed. That OS really saved our ass, guys. Oh my god. I was looking at the... Oh, and the OS is gone. I was looking at the screen when I came around that corner. Bad move. Oh my god. Oh my god. And we're right back. Oh my god. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm tired. I'm not in the mood. It's an incredibly good mod, but I'm playing it on Legendary. It's difficult and challenging, and I'm just tired. Okay, what am I gonna do now? I'm playing something else, I guess. I guess I can always see if Darktide actually works. Do I dare? Because it's what I want to play right now. I think I'm gonna dare. God damn it. Fuck. Well, honestly, it's been a couple of hours, guys. I'm tired. The stream went well. We hit not quite a soft lock, but I don't think I have the energy to... I don't think I quite have the energy to continue and play a different game, especially because it's titled Ruby. Tim plays Ruby's Rebalanced Halo Combat Evolved. So, actually, you know what? Yeah, no, I'm gonna call it for now. It's a good stream, guys. I will I'll see you guys on Thursday. Where, actually, to be honest, because Darktide's coming out tomorrow and I'm on call at work, if I don't go to work, I'm gonna go to the gym nice and early, get that out of the way, and then I'll probably come home and stream for you guys and just play like Darktide because it's what I'm in the mood for. I've been in a really strong 40k mood lately. Halo kind of scratches that itch a little bit, but not as well as I would like. I do have a whole rant about how the Covenant would fit really well in the 40k setting, but I think I'm going to turn that into a blog post at some point. I think I'm going to turn that into a blog post. So I will catch you guys next time. Peace.